Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I am with Scott. What's up, Scott?
I don't know. I'll see if I'm free. I'm so busy sitting around here.
All right. So, yeah, I said something stupid. I'm like, oh, if you're free, Scott, everybody's home, they're free. All right. So, here it is. I was working yesterday, so Billy had sent me the thing, something I had speculated a while.
Yeah.
And that is that Venom has been delayed. The Venom sequel, which is called Venom Let There Be Carnage, has been delayed till June 25th, 2021. So 9 months delay. Writers Scott Rosenberg and Jeff Pinkner are set to write the that's delayed till June 25th. And then there was something else about a thing called One Punch Man, which is a superhero that could defeat any opponent with a single punch. That's by Scott. Yeah, that's by Scott Rosenberg and Jeff Pinkner. Here's the thing. I think pretty much people don't know what's happening with the virus, so they don't want to have the risk of having commercials come out. It's supposed to come out in October, Venom.
Yeah.
So they're just pulling everything from 2020. So that's what's going to happen is all these movies are going to be pulled.
Oh God!
And then
we're going to see something happen like it did with Black Panther and all these others. They're just going to get.
We're going to reopen, and there's not going to be any movies.
Yeah.
So I mean, look. Here's the thing. Let There Be Carnage. That's a. I don't know.
I'm hoping it's an early draft
title.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's a weird title. That's a stupid title.
Yeah, I think that I really believe because a lot of times stuff comes out. Oh, this is our title. Because look at a lot of TV shows, and they go, "This is the original title." After it comes to either on YouTube or when it comes to DVD, so I have a strong feeling they're going to change. They're going to figure out, Let There Be Carnage. That's too dumb. Let's just do something.
Right.
Different.
I don't know. We also heard that Scooby-Doo is not even going to be in the theaters now. It's going right to video on demand by March 15th, I believe. Let me just make sure I got the story right. Here's the thing. I was really looking forward to Scooby-Doo. I know there's no theaters. I understand, but I thought this was going to knock it out of the park. May 15th, you could buy it or rent it from home. Scoob, which I was really looking forward to, honestly. I really thought that movie, which still could, I mean, it could still do very well on video on demand. I had high hopes for the trailer for Scoob.
It looked good. I wasn't thrilled with. I didn't like it I really wasn't wild about the first time I saw it, but then after I saw it like 2 or 3 times, it's like, oh, okay.
Now Chris Pine is going to be the new Saint. If you remember the Saint movies.
Oh, yes.
The Saint TV show.
Because it used to be a series and it also used to be a radio show too.
It was a movie too, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's Chris Pine's in negotiations to star in the title role of the Saint, which will be helmed by Rocket Man director Dexter Fletcher for Paramount Pictures.
Nice.
Seth Grahame-Smith has penned the script, while Lorenzo Di Bonaventura and Brad Gravoy will produce along with the late Robert Evans. Okay. Story follows Simon Templar, the Saint, a Robin Hood-esque criminal and thief for hire. The property was turned into a 1960s TV series starring Roger Moore, 1997 film with Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
And there's been telemovies and radio and TV adaptations rights.
Yep.
So
I know radio because the last several weeks I've been listening to radio programs, old-time radio programs.
Yeah. So I mean, look, that's fine. Everything, they keep remaking a lot of different things. So it looks like there's going to be a Hunger Games prequel. I mean, I don't really see the point of that, but Francis Lawrence, who helmed all the sequels to the Hunger Games franchise, will return to helm the prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes at Lionsgate. Who cares with that? That's like you're gonna bring back Twilight too. It's like
we saw how well the prequels to Star Wars went. So
now I don't know if you saw the trailer. There was a trailer for Legends of Tomorrow.
yeah, there's two. I think there's two of them, if I remember right.
Yeah. Hey, Phillip.
Hey, Phil.
How are you, sir?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah, so Legends of Tomorrow, they had their trailer. They did a little Star Trek-ish. And
Yeah, okay, yeah, that one I saw, and there was another one.
That looks pretty cool. I mean, but I heard now that the next crossover is going to do with identity crisis, meaning that there's different people from the wrong, I don't know if it's the wrong dimension or wrong Earths. Like they said something about Barry Allen's wife is already replaced, right? So the people are not too crazy about them building that up for the next crossover, I guess, which they might tease at it at the end of the finale, and then, you know, we'll see. You know, we're also going to find out how many episodes we lost for the Flash and everything. Marvel had terminated some contracts, which is interesting. They got rid of the Punisher and showrunner and Hellstorm's showrunner, trying to save some money. I guess they're ending the shows. You know, we also heard that they got the rights back to Daredevil.
That's good. Which we're all hoping that when the next Spider-Man comes out, that's who defends him. Yeah,
they're saying something. They might do something weird, like have Bruce Campbell defend him or something, or whatever. I don't know. Like there's rumors going around that might not be Daredevil at all.
Yeah,
and that we're going to see different Dark Avengers battling, hopefully, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. You know, but in a Doctor Strange movie. You know, so there's a lot of new. The thing is that a lot of these movies now, Black Widow been delayed. Venom 2 is delayed. They're just cleaning house.
Captain Marvel could have just came out now and
bomb. You mean? Yeah.
No, but it was the one that was delayed.
There was this new Looney Tunes trailer. Did you see that with Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck?
I didn't know there was.
Oh yeah, that would look pretty damn good actually. That's going to be on HBO Max. Yeah, HBO Max is bringing back Looney Tunes. That looks good.
They're also, I don't know if it was an old trailer or not, but I saw something about Beavis and Butthead yesterday or the day before. So
I don't know if they're bringing them back, but I know that they're doing a sequel to Punky Brewster.
Yeah,
I saw the trailer for that.
I didn't get a chance to see this trailer for that
reboot, right? And Saved by the Bell reboot.
Oh, yay!
Yeah. How you doing, Phillip?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm fine, thank you.
Doing all right with the virus?
Yeah, it's stuff and nonsense, I think, because I'm still around, so it can't be that. It can't be that fucking dangerous because I'm still here.
I thought it was going away over there. Someone had told me. Was it Alex that said it was going away?
It's conflicting reports. They're saying that we've reached a plateau and it's going down. And then other people are saying, no, it's not because they've not included any of the numbers of the elderly dead in homes and all that. So they're hiding numbers. And
so it's going up and down right now. Now it's
nobody really knows where it's at. Where's that? Okay. But I think it's on a peaking level. So if it's going to go, it's just going to bump along. Rather than
it's like us. So that, you know, 1 minute they said it's the highest. Then all of a sudden they're like, no, we hit our peak. We're going to reopen like in May. I'm like, really? You know, some people, but here's the thing. If people reopen, it's not going to be back to normal because you have to wear masks, which if you could go eat, how could you wear a mask if you're going to eat? I mean, if you're going to be able to sit and dine. I don't think people are going to be able to dine yet. I don't think you're going to be able to sit in a restaurant yet. I think they're just going to reopen to just go get food.
They can't do any of that unless there's a workable vaccine that can be put out. Then once people have had their vaccine and they're allowed and they're marked down as being, you know, virus free.
But they say, here's the thing: how could that be? If it's going to be years away before we have a vaccine, supposedly. You mean tell me that we're going to be like this for years? That we can't, like, I don't think it's going to be like that. I think that, I mean, look what Florida did. That's pretty stupid. They opened up the beaches, but if the numbers go up with that, that's bad because then they just allowing people to destroy social distancing. And
well, I can't see the point of opening up anything anywhere until there's a containment.
I know, but the fear is that if you don't open up certain businesses soon, you're going to destroy those businesses.
Yeah, there's talk even saying that there's a lot of them already that's just not going to return.
See, here's the problem. People, when you go to the supermarket, there's no, regardless of them having social distancing on the cold cut counter or the line, there's no social distances. Last time I went to the supermarket, there were hundreds of people in there, well beyond the 15. The supermarkets will go out of business if they follow the rules. They're not following the rules. They can't follow the rules. It's impossible. The supermarket's too small. You can't have like 3 people per aisle. They'll go out of business. So if people are not following the rules, and if they're wearing masks and everything, why would the supermarket be allowed to break the rules, but then a pizza place or some place you don't have some place to sit and eat, or a movie theater, it's not fair. It's really not fair that some places are closed. I mean, they should be able to have limited business. If you're going to do that,
that's what I said with my
like the comic book shop should have like 15 people in there.
It should have been a soft quarantine to where places would have been on like limited hours.
Comic book shops should have masks on.
They've also been saying in a lot of places that those people have been inside. They're more at risk of contracting it greater than those who are outside.
But if they have masks on, gloves on, and you're in a shop, because here it is, they have pizzerias open, some of them, right? There's no people just online. There's not even room for 6 feet. Like, as long as everybody's wearing a mask and gloves and they're on top of each other, like breathing, like whatever, people are literally going to the parks and they don't give a shit. Like I've been seeing this. Like people just rebelling in Michigan. They're ready to like attack the mayor and whatever and everybody because they know they're tired of this. People are getting stir crazy. They're getting cabin fever. They're in their houses. They're battling with each other.
Look at what's happened to a lot of the churches and the synagogues. A lot of these places are going, oh, you can't congregate here, even though they're in their vehicles.
Yeah, but see, I think they're picking and choosing. The government's saying you're not allowed to have these businesses. All right, but if you're telling them to stay home, you got to make sure they don't go out of business. That's not fair. Like they have, so you promised them money and now they're not getting it. So this is why, rather than them go out of business, and because the government's not going to give them money, they're going to reopen everything, but on a limited basis, I guess. But they shouldn't have closed certain things in the first place. Because people don't listen.
This whole mass closing was stupid in the first place.
People don't listen, and they're going against the system no matter what laws are put into place. The people are very stubborn. They really are. I mean, they will not listen. So I mean, if you know that, let them be. Judge for themselves. We'll wear the mask, we'll wear the gloves, but they're not. You can't force them. Look at the people. All the Hasidic Jews, like they were like gathering and stuff like that. It's like they're doing their religious thing. They can't force them to be off the streets either, because they got a clause in there that they can go against the religion.
Yeah.
So I mean, the virus is getting worse and worse and worse because people just don't want to obey the rules. They don't like control like that. They don't like, and this is why we have a problem. But it has to go away at some point. It can't be.
I honestly think if they had just kept with the whole soft quarantine, where people, like you said, wear their masks, gloves, didn't stress the whole washing, but only was open for a limited time, it would have worked a lot better.
Farley wants to come in.
I know. I heard. You just checked.
Okay. So that's. So when I started hearing businesses close down because of this, I thought this was stupid. From day one, I heard this. I said, "This is stupid. This is asinine. It's going to backfire," and it is. So,
at the end of the, I don't know. At the end of the day, I mean, what is it? Italy's beginning to take control of it, and they're doing good with it, and Germany as well, I think. So they know what they're doing. It's just a matter of who's got the best equipment to deal with it all. That's what it is. And
like you're saying, all these places are being overrun. Hospitals alone, they're having to furlough people for non-essential things because they're not having the beds filled. Those 2 boats that they sent, they're just sitting in the harbor.
Well, they're sending the boats back because there's no purpose.
Yeah, they're sending the boats back because they're not even being used. Hey, Connor, they're not even being used. So it makes you wonder if this is
What's up, Connor?
a political virus to try to do something than an actual health threat.
What's up, Connor?
Nothing much. Just isolation and quarantine.
How is it over there?
Fucking awful. We're now the 2nd deadliest country in the world.
Jesus.
41,000 deaths.
Are those 100% certain, though? That's all I have to say.
How many deaths?
This is the problem I have with.
We're number 1, I guess.
So.
Yeah, I would imagine with like the severity, especially in New York.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's I don't know about people over there, but I know people over here, what I've seen. I mean, the thing is, not everybody is paying attention to the rules. Hey, Connie, how are you? Not everybody's paying attention to the rules. I've seen people, like now they say you can't come in the store without a mask or gloves. People trying to come in without masks. People are not helping the situation. People are going out not for essential things, you know? Is it like that over there? Do you have like a lot of people that are just...
Yeah, we are kind of, people are trying to listen a bit more now, but yeah, it's still there are still people that are flouting the rules. I haven't left the house in 6 weeks.
Jesus.
I like at my outside, like the furthest I've been outside is into my back garden.
Wow.
And that's in 6 weeks. I will not be leaving the house until I'm pretty certain that this is under control.
My job, I've been working 6 days a week, and I'm like exhausted to where this is why we haven't had casts and stuff, because I'm just not conscious. And I've seen, you know, people just lost their patience. They want their medicine right now. They want this. Some people think that, you know, and it's just sad that, like, I don't understand why we can't just all calm the F down. If you're going to go to a store that has a pharmacy, just relax yourself. Like, if you have to wait online, you wait online. At least you're getting your stuff. But people are losing their patience. They think that stores should be open longer than they are. They tend to go to the store when they're about to close, and then they think that they should be open another couple of hours. It's getting insane with people getting violent. Police is having to be called in certain places. I know my place, they had to call police. But they're not just coming out for the food, and they're not coming out for the medicine. They're coming out for stupid stuff. Like crayons and candy. I mean, I know the kids need crayons and whatever different things, but like they're coming out for like hair dye because they want to do the hair okay. But like you shouldn't be going out. Stuff like that they should order, you know? Just go out for food and water and that's it if you have to. Or just order. You know, even my place now they're delivering. But it's just to me,
Yeah, but if those things aren't readily available in your like small stores that you go and do your food anyway, then why not be able to get those little small things that you want for your kids?
Because the purpose of them, okay, let me give an example, right? Say they close all the photo places, right? Let's say, because it's not essential, take pictures, right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's not essential. Yeah.
Right. So how is that fair if you closed all those, but then in certain stores that are like essential, they'll have a little thing about photo there too. You shouldn't be able to do photo there because we've seen videos of Target closing departments like for planting crops and different, right? Like
that's what people are bitching about.
But the problem is by you giving them
preferential treatment,
you giving them the option to do that, then all those photo booths lost business. But then the one major, huge corporation is making the money from the photo, which you don't want them to come out to do photos. You want them to come out only just to get their stuff, like the food and the water and the medicine, not for, hey, let's get paint and let's get, ceiling tiles and it just doesn't make any sense. I mean,
But in a way, though, if they want to get paint and stuff like that, that would help them to cope with being locked down because they can't go
Yeah,
out.
because they can go paint something.
But wouldn't you have it where you could order that stuff rather than, because that's the problem, is they only allow so many people in the store.
Have to see. Granted, those little strips. Yeah, great. You can see what it looks like online, but yet
They just don't want you to go out unless absolutely necessary. But people are going out. People have said they just bored and they want to get out of the house.
You can't really enforce a total lockdown where people can't go anywhere. That's not realistic enough.
I know.
It's not.
But the virus was getting worse because people just look at people partying
because all these people are cooped up in one place inside, so it's spreading to those people, and then when those people come outside, they're spreading it.
Well, there's people that have had the virus that are going out because they're tired of being in the house. That's wrong. I've heard, and that's look. All I know is that the economy is going for crap. I know you guys, your economy is probably going in the toilet too.
Yeah,
everything's going out of business.
Yeah,
and I just think that the government, if they're going to tell them to close, they have to make sure they don't go out of business. They have to give them the money.
The problem is all that money for the small business loans is drying up already.
If the business said for a small business to close, if the government, then they should have all the money available. So this is actually a pause. A pause is that's it. When the pause is over, everything's back to normal. But if all these places don't open, it's not a pause. It's destruction. They should be, you're told to stay home with a business. We'll give you the money until this is over. And that's what was promised that I heard on TV, that they were going to do that. Now, all of a sudden, we're hearing that's not the case. That's ridiculous. Same thing like,
Are you talking about from your side of the pond?
I'm saying from my side of the pond, certain businesses are going to be out of business. They're not going to be able to reopen, and they're not getting any support. They're not getting any money.
Well, one issue that I've kind of become super not sensitive to but aware of is just how fucking stupid and dumb the media think we are.
Right.
Over here, I've stopped watching what we call the daily briefings, which is basically where our government, three like main officials of the government. So it's usually like the chief medical advisor, the chief scientific advisor.
I've done that. I've done that same here too. But I've done that
for years. Or whoever they choose to do that day. It is holding these daily briefings, basically just giving us the rundown of the data. But what the data is actually saying is a completely different story from what they're telling.
Right.
And so to that end, I've literally just stopped listening to the media. And I like this government and I voted for this government, but they are really letting the side down with the response to this.
We heard here too that anybody that's dying now in New York, they're just saying it's COVID, and they're not even COVID. Like that's the problem.
That's the complaint I've got.
Like, and then that adds to the numbers that, and then families are fighting. They're saying that now we can't have a funeral for our departed because you're saying it's COVID and it's not.
Yeah,
so that's another problem.
They're lying in that.
They're inflating the numbers.
Yeah,
when they don't need to inflate the numbers. There's a lot of numbers already that's saying with the deaths, but
why even do that? Why even pretend
they're trying to make it look worse than it is?
Yeah, but I can understand
because they're struggling.
They want to justify this
between the two parameters of playing it down too much and overplaying it.
See, they totally downplayed it. Totally.
Yeah, if you downplay it too much, you get accused of being complacent, which is what pretty much the US government and the UK government have been accused of. If you overplay it, you get accused of scaremongering.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that makes people panic, and that causes chaos.
Well, they did downplay it for months.
Yeah, they did.
And now they're overplaying it.
Yes,
totally.
I would say to a degree that it's getting to the point where they're like kind of bouncing between the two parameters at a quicker pace than fucking the speed of light.
And then there's some people that are afraid that the government's going to have too much power by doing this because look what's happening now. Can't go anywhere. We can't do this. We're being told, can only go up to a certain time. It's like we're children, And I guess that's why some people are rebelling, because they don't trust everything they see on TV.
Well, in France, I think it was either yesterday or the day before, there was actually full-blown riots about the lockdown.
Wow.
Because they just they can't handle being locked inside, and it's causing more grief than it should.
Yeah.
And the weather doesn't help either, because it's kind of like summertime weather at the moment, and that don't help. Where people just want to go out there and do their joggings and I've seen people take their kids to the park and everything, walking up and down the street like it's just a normal day.
With no mask. No mask.
No one's wearing masks or anything. Well, you get the odd few. You get the odd few, but
you should be warned once. If you disobey that, you get arrested.
Well, that's another thing. What they get, they want the prisoners out of jail. They've let the effing murderers and people out of jail, and they get out of jail and they kill more people, or they steal, or they whatever. What's the point of that? Like, so they don't want to arrest anybody. That's the whole point. And cops don't even probably want to get it either. So it's just like mass hysteria.
The French are now saying that nicotine patches could help against the coronavirus.
Oh God!
So they're doling out nicotine patches to see.
I just got a pack of cigarettes, toke one down, and then...
See, listen. My thing is that people. What I think is going to happen, and you could tell me what you think of that, Connor, is that because the economies are getting destroyed so bad, they're going to make a shit like it's done, everybody. Hey, time to reopen, and that's not the case. Like,
well, I know. It's not so much a problem over here, but I know for a fact that that's the angle that Trump's taking.
Well, here's the thing. You can't blame him, because all the governors and mayors are responsible for all their states. So the state of New York, he can't control anything that the states do. The guy that was in charge of Florida, the person who's in charge of Florida, has the decision to not shut the state down. They had the beaches open, right? The Mayor de Blasio made a statement he wants the schools closed till September, but Governor Cuomo says, no, don't jump the gun. You can't do that. So there's infighting with the states, but Trump can say whatever he can say, but ultimately the 50 states and their elected officials have say over each other's state. Like Trump can help them out and give them ventilators. He can help them out and give them money, give them aid, but he can't force them to, like, it's not a dictatorship. He can't force them to do anything like the state. So when New York reopens, it's because of Cuomo and de Blasio. When Florida, Florida's doing it, it's not Trump's fault.
Because basically they're going to be won out by the other governors and mayors.
You can't blame him. He may want, but you got to look at it different sides. When everything is over, right, and the virus is done, what's left? Because if all these places are not coming back, then you're going to have people because the unemployment thing they can't even get, so they run out of money for food. You're going to have people rioting for food. You're going to have people battling. The world is going to become a darker Walking Dead type of place where people are going to be battling for food, stealing, and you don't want that turning into something like that where like they're just building up their own groups. And there was a street in Brooklyn that people claimed the street. Like they just made it like it's there. It's like stupid things are happening in the world right now. And there's too much chaos and too much confusion. So, I mean, that's the thing is if people are not obeying the rules anyway, right? Yeah. And if government's saying way too much, then if they open up the place, isn't it like really everybody should be responsible for themselves, like really common sense? Like just if you don't want to leave your house, you just order. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole point. It's like people are not listening. Like we've seen the Florida beaches. Now, if the numbers go up, it's their fault. People in Brooklyn party, it's their fault. Any religious groups, it's their fault. But, the government shouldn't have total control over the people like that at all. So now, do you think it's wrong for them to open up everything?
Yeah. Right now, I do. Ask me in a month or two, I might be a bit more lenient. I'm very much reacting to this from a point of view of like I take one day at a time. if things start to improve drastically, then my point of view, right now, I think that it's just a bit too dangerous. Like, I know that Georgia are opening cinemas, aren't they? They're trying to open all their cinemas by,
But there's no reason to. There's no movies.
Yeah.
So how stupid is that? Because they announcing every day that stuff is delayed.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's I think at the moment I'm of the opinion that I think opening up.
Well, what about just opening them up where they have limited people coming in?
Well, you see, cinemas are kind of perfect for social distancing because all you do is you minimize, is that you have less people in the screening, more frequent screenings with less people in, and you just socially distance them throughout that room, even though it isn't.
But then it's an enclosed environment, though. You
can still social distance to a degree.
But you can't really have more screenings because the movie has to run 2 hours. They always have this set from open to close. Now you would have to have them open up super later for more screenings because the way it is like
you start violating the curfew.
Unless you have a theater that has 20 movie screens, right? To have more screenings, like you see how it is when Avengers Endgame came out, there was like 5 screens, right? And then everybody else. But now that there's no movies, what do you need to have more screening? There's nothing there. They're going to be playing all movies.
You have to have more screening then, do you? You just minimize the amount of people that are allowed to enter into the screen. I guess that's.
I mean, if it's each theater, what they could do is they could have people go to each theater, but everybody's all connected to all the theaters, so they have to come in at least. But they have to direct them.
And I mean, you're right, because of the nature of the movie business and because of the nature of really how movies are promoted or marketed or looked forward to, not every movie needs 1 million screenings, do they? So it's kind of like you decide what your tent poles is. For example, like Christopher Nolan's next movie might well be the very first post-pandemic movie to open because that's not yet moved. That's still got July 17th release date. Even though there are suggestions that it's going to move to October when Venom was originally supposed to come out. You decide what your tentpoles are. Most of the tentpoles this year have already moved. Like James Bond moved, they've moved Black Widow, they moved.
No, they moved everything.
They've moved all the big movies at least up until June. So you haven't really got anything right now that's major that you need a lot of screening for.
I want to just say something, Connie. She said government was afraid that hospitals would be overwhelmed and undersupplied. The thing is now, I guess from what I heard, it's going down in the hospitals because I've heard from people that I know that work in the hospitals that the COVID thing is going down now at least. So far.
What about the unknown ones that we don't know of? Like people like Connor said yesterday about people dying at home, and that
they should make it where there's so many testing facilities that everybody can get checked for free. They should. You shouldn't have to pay for it.
I forget exactly where it was, but somebody posted on, I think it was Facebook. They were driving around the hospital. And the place where they had the tent set up for COVID was empty. Literally, he says he doesn't know. Granny says he doesn't know.
Maybe they want breaks
and stuff, but still, he went driving around this hospital and there was nobody there.
Maybe just they want a break because again, the way it is, it's like tons of people need to be checked.
And I forget where it is. There's a lawsuit being filed against a superintendent because this one gal took a picture, did a Instagram thing since she's survived. She survived COVID because I guess she was one of the ones that went to Florida. So what the parent did, called the superintendent, called another place. And somebody and the superintendent sent the police to this little gal's home saying, if you don't delete it, you and your parents will be arrested. And there is a lawsuit.
Oh, I heard about that. That's still going on. Yeah, I heard about that. They're going to lose that. The police are going to lose that lawsuit.
And the little gal, out of fear, that's the only reason why she did it. but nonetheless, they've got a lawsuit, and I heard the story.
People are getting too stupid. First of all, if anybody comes to your house to people delete a tweet, or if you, instead of going after the criminals, if you're going to come to go to some teenager's house, the police to say you're going to get arrested, you know, deleting a tweet or an Instagram, that's ridiculous.
Breaking the First and the 14th Amendment.
Yeah, they're going to lose, and that's going to be all over the thing. But nobody's even focused on. Yeah, they're going to lose that.
Well, our government is in hot shit right now because there's an accusation at the moment, but it's probably true. It's showing to be possibly true that they've a communications team within our Department for Health and Social Care created 128 fake Twitter accounts of nurses, real identifiable nurses, to tweet about political propaganda saying that COVID is under control, the government are doing a great job, and that
I see.
Yeah.
Spin doctoring your government.
Spin doctoring using
are they hiring trolls to create fake accounts to open up stuff to do that?
Yeah, it's pretty much like trolling, and
they're hiring trolls to do that shit.
Yeah, and it's getting the government in danger of really fucking up. To be honest,
well, that's what I mean. Why can't they just be straight down the barrel with everything?
Because they don't want to be because if they're honest about it, then all the people are going who are going, see, we were right, we told you so. This is what they were trying to do.
So what they're afraid. I mean, look, they should just be honest with everything, because then nobody's going to trust anybody, and then they're going to be like, I'm
exactly.
I think
no one's going to ever watch the news anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Honesty this late in the game, after you've really kind of fucked it up this badly, if they were to now come out and be really honest, they would look so bad that they'd lose the next election. And they don't. And especially in America, where you've got an election literally the end of this year, you don't want.
Because that's why they're trying to wrap this up now, because they want to make sure
you got the presidential election in November. You have the presidential election, and we'll see what happens. Probably Trump for another 4 years, but I mean,
Well, yeah, hasn't most people dropped out of that race by now? Because
it's Trump versus Biden now. So,
yeah, exactly. And
it's over. It's over already. It's over already. It's over already. Trump wins. So
yeah, I'd say that Trump's got it pretty comfortably in the bag now. Yeah. I don't think Biden is a strong.
They probably would have had a better chance with Bernie than Biden. Whatever.
So long as Biden doesn't start hugging people again, I think we're okay.
Man, I tell you, next year with the movies is going to be a clusterfuck.
I know. I said that the other day. I said, when they all come out, they'll be like, bang, 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 bang.
Every week there's going to be a fuck. It'd be like, whoa, wait a minute. Like Spider-Man comes out at the same time as Venom, as Bond, as Godzilla, as Ghostbusters. Like, holy shit. Like, it's, a lot of movies are going to get wrecked.
Poor Black Widow. Good Lord.
I think that Indiana Jones is probably going to get delayed totally. I think they're going to cancel it because they keep canceling it. They keep delaying it. And Spielberg's not wanting nothing to do with it. So,
every chance it's tried to come out.
He's 70 what? 7?
So then Fox is bought. And now COVID, it's like, damn, how bad is this movie?
So all these movies that have been shunted forward to the next year, are they the ones that have been completed but just can't be screened out?
Some that haven't been completed, like Batman or
there's some that
Matrix 4.
Yeah,
like that's been
started, or stuff like that.
I mean, I don't even think Bill and Ted 3 is coming out this summer. Like, I think that's going to get delayed too if it wasn't already. They go. G.I. Joe was delayed, right? The Snake Eyes movie. They Wonder Woman, all the DC movies, all the Marvel movies, everything got shifted. Everything so far. I mean, I think whatever movies are coming out in August, I think right now they might get shifted too, because they thought they'd be safe by like say September, October.
Well, I don't understand the logic behind shifting Venom yet.
Right. October was supposed to come out.
That's in October.
They think the COVID's going to last through October. That's what they think.
What would make sense to me is if they've done that to allow, like I said earlier, if they've done it to allow themselves to get a tentpole movie out, along with something like Dune or whatever other tentpole movies is going to be in December. So something like, for example, Tenet or Christopher Nolan's next or something like that. You know,
I don't understand why the movies that have come out in 2021 can't be shifted to 2022, because you're trying to put 2 years worth of movies in 1 year. That you're going to destroy the movie.
Yeah, look at your light year. That's right. Look at what year you're going to have like the lightest movies coming out and shift it.
Look, this year is a lost cause. It's a pause. It's a waste. Right. Everything's fucked. So you know what? Just do like a fucking ripple effect. All the movies of 2021 go to 2022. Just push everything back a year. Like, because you can't, honestly, what if Bond gets fucked, right? Or Godzilla. Like, you have these fucking blockbuster movies against blockbuster movies. You're going to fucking wreck them. You know what I'm saying?
We've seen that happen because they have to cluster. Good Lord. They're going to
what's going to happen
cluster everything into one set.
What's up, Jack? Wombat Baron.
I actually wonder what's going to happen about the Oscars, because I guess it just won't be held.
No, they'll probably Zoom it.
I would just, they should just cancel it and then try to do it in November or December, I guess.
But you don't have the competition. You don't have the participants really to do it, do you?
Nobody
really wants that. Yeah, nobody cares about that. Like,
I don't. That's another thing anymore. To tell you the truth,
I just think they should cancel that. I mean, if you cancel the whole baseball season, football season, basketball season, like concerts, who the fuck wants to see people with $1 billion makes millions of dollars and they go, ha ha ha! There's like, stop. We got the COVID going on. We don't need to watch that. They shouldn't have any of that. You know, everybody gets to leave their house but us. We'll watch them in their dresses and shit.
Yeah.
Buying everything. Like, oh, look, I got an award. And then fucking limousines and everything. We don't need to see that shit.
Yeah.
That piss everybody off.
The Oscar mask as a.
That piss everybody off. Right.
So what do you think is going to happen with Doctor Who if it's not going to be filmed? If this thing still keeps up the way it is, we're not going to get Doctor Who this next year or.
Who gives a shit?
I know.
Well, here's the thing. Doctor Who's always finding a way to fucking delay shit anyway, without any COVID. So now this is a factor, right? So you know what? You have the special January 1st, and what? You start filming 2021 the season, and it comes out 2022. That's it. What could you do? It's 10 months of filming. You're not going to split the thing, right? I mean, here's the thing. This is a weird thing. Isn't it telling that all the stuff with Doctor Who now is all the new Who, like Russell T. Davies and Moffat, and everybody's getting interested in it. But then when it comes back, it's not Russell T. Davies and Moffat. So how you're trying to build the brands with these rewatches and these new stories, but it's not what mostly people want. You know what I'm saying? Like you try. I see what they're trying to do. I know that Moffat is upset and Russell T. Davies is upset, and they want to try to keep the interest there. They want to give him a push. They're hoping he does the right thing, Chibnall, to fucking fix it the way it should be. But he probably not gonna. But like, people like the Rory thing written by Neil Gaiman more than anything else, and the Sarah Jane thing, people love that. But like, you're not getting that though. It's like.
Do you not think that Tom Baker should have narrated the Sarah Jane?
Yeah. What do you think of that?
That probably picked her up, right? To travel with them, right?
Yeah, but I still think it was shit because Tom Baker should have.
Well, why didn't they include him?
I don't know, but I think he should have narrated it because it was really bad. Other than that,
you don't like the narration about the kid there that does all the voices?
I'm taking the piss. I'll tell you afterwards. What?
Okay.
There's
some. I got the whole issue where Tegan and Nyssa were supposed to be a couple.
Trying to say that I don't know where that came from, or what kind of evidence points to the facts.
Yeah.
There isn't any, but there's scope to make that happen.
I have a gripe with this.
Because I even commented how it's probably they just showed up together or something like that.
A couple doesn't mean anything. They're just there. They're not going out.
Crush on Adric. Oh, good lord.
Look, here. First of all, you're doing a whole thing to purpose to honor Sarah Jane, right? You're not doing a thing to push the gay and lesbian thing.
Yeah.
Like that's not. Let's not confuse the purpose. The purpose was Sarah Jane. Goodbye to Sarah Jane, right? Throwing this shit in there. I can understand why they made Luke gay because they wanted to make it that she's the perfect mother. She was accepting of him coming out. That's fine, right? But Tegan and Nyssa, there's no fucking evidence whatsoever of anything. And wasn't there audios where wasn't there already a thing written for Nyssa that or no? Didn't they?
Yeah, she had a family, a husband and a family. And,
so you just said that Big Finish, go F yourself then, right?
Yeah, that's what they got.
I guess.
But that could have happened in the interim between her coming back and being with the doctor.
I don't understand. I got nothing when I used to watch that day. Well, like that.
It's just one of these let's push agenda.
I'm kind of against that, and I'm kind of crying bullshit with that
one. In their face.
Yeah, I'm crying. I don't know about you, Connor, but I'm crying bullshit with that one.
What, the Tegan and Nyssa thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's up to interpretation. That's what
I cried bullshit.
It's RTD. Like he has to include something of the game.
We don't need no cucumber and banana. We're talking. Let's just focus on Sarah Jane. Like they're not gay. Stop.
Who knows? Maybe they just decided screw, man.
I mean, if they were gay, I wouldn't care. But
exactly.
Right?
What's the deal?
I just didn't understand. I was like, wait, what?
Tribute.
Now, okay, Ace has got. I'm sorry, Dorothy has got K9. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'm fine with that. But I don't know. I felt there's no reason for any political. That's
in this day and age, you got to make everything a forced acceptance. So.
That was a big distraction of the whole Sarah Jane thing. This and Tegan. It was all over Twitter. Everybody's like, everywhere. God forbid you hug in the friggin' 80s. You're gay. It's like what the hell? Like in this day and age, let's just make him gay. No, I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. They want to be. They're gonna be gay. They be gay. They're never gonna be seen again, probably. So what's the difference? Right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I know bisexuals exist, but I'm talking to Wombat Baron. But there was nothing in the past that showed that they were gay. That's the whole point.
There's time for it, and then there's not. It's like when you do.
We had Captain Jack, that's gay. We had Bill Potts that's gay. They hinted that River Song would be gay or Clara would be gay. I have no problem with that, but I have a problem with people that had no evidence whatsoever that they were gay, that they're gay. That's what I was talking about.
Like I said, it's up to interpretation how you read that line.
It's like Iceman from the comic books. Was it with a woman every single time in the comics? There's no way he should have been gay, and then they just make him gay. And then there's something that they just made Wolverine gay now or something. Or bisexual.
Yeah, that's supposed to be an alternate timeline.
I don't know.
So alternate universe.
I would think it would be an insult if you're saying someone that's totally straight that they're gay. It's an insult to gay people. You know what I'm saying? If there was evidence, there's no evidence of that stuff.
Yeah, because the point that gays want to make is that they don't choose to be gay. So if you suddenly have a character that was not previously gay before, now come out as being gay.
They can relate to them better.
That's an insult, though. But that's an insult to the gay people, no?
Exactly, because their point is that you can't choose to be gay.
No. Right.
Well, hang on. Why can't they just be bisexuals? Nyssa and Tegan.
Well, they can be bisexuals.
That doesn't label them as being gay. That just means that they prefer both sexes.
Yeah, but do you choose to be bisexual? I'm not certain that you do.
I've heard of instances where straight people have turned by because they just want to try the other side, and they tend to enjoy it.
Yeah, but is that true bisexuality, or is that kind of just like, you know?
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I wouldn't know. So
walking the wheel, so to say.
Welcome to your information side of the.
Yeah.
Well, it's like,
talk about everything.
Yeah, but it's like you butter your toast with jam one day and then marmalade the next.
I mean, here's the thing. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it does. I mean, I'm just like, well, I never seen it before, but they're never going to show the characters again in Sintigan.
No,
as far as I know.
As far as we know for now, yeah.
I mean, so even if they did, I like Nis and Tegan anyway. So I thought they were great companions. So I mean, you know, whatever. But I mean, that's another thing. You go by Big Finish canon to Doctor canon, because the last I saw Nissa, she was dying of that virus.
Yeah, but
trying to cure it.
The ultimate thing with her is they locked her behind another dimension in Big Finish, so she can never be reached again. Bit like what happened to Rose.
Okay.
So Nissa is lost basically now from this point on.
Oh, is that the way it is? But isn't she with the Doctor still, or is that just previous adventures?
No, only if they write stories that happened before she got lost in the other dimension.
Okay. Oh, you want to read the comments, Phil? From Gary? Gary, what's got to say?
Gary Hewitt. Classic Doctor Who was total escapism. Oh my bloody eyesight!
Now came across the asexual 25-minute. Yeah, like there was no sexuality in Classic Who apart from like what the odd maybe.
Yeah, the odd little peck on the cheek for saying goodbye or whatever. There was never, and that's what I dislike about New Who, because it's too over sexualized.
Well, everything's over-sexualized. Music's over-sexualized. Every song now is in some way about love.
Yeah, that's true. But you expect that in music. There's always going to be that kind of overarching thing with music. It goes from that to that to that. Doctor Who is kind of stoic in a sense that it was always, as you said, non-sexualized. Now it is. They care more about it than they care about the subject matter of the story.
I mean, did they make Harry gay? Harry Sullivan, or is that just a thing that they were gonna do in Peter Capaldi's
Harry Sullivan gay? I don't remember that.
Because weren't they gonna do that in that episode, Connor?
What episode was that?
Knock Knock, or whatever that thing was. They were gonna have it that it was a grandson of Harry Sullivan. And
Harry Sullivan. Oh, I remember that story vaguely.
I don't remember that.
I do. I remember.
They supposedly cut. There was supposed to be a scene where one of the kids in the house. You know what I'm talking about with the freaking
knock.
Yeah, knock. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That one of the kids was Harry Sullivan's grandson, and they were saying that my grandfather and his husband or whatever, or my grandfathers or whatever the how you call it. They are traveling wherever or something.
Okay. I'll have to go back and watch that one again, because
I thought that was cut where they didn't even make it that big. I don't know. Harry Sullivan had a grandson, but they were going to make a reference to Harry Sullivan, I thought.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Anyway, it's immaterial.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But I mean, we just got another story hit today, right, Doctor? Someone wrote something else today. I didn't even get to read it.
Yeah, I looked at it briefly. Who wrote it? It was.
Who was it?
I can't remember. I posted it on my Facebook. I can't remember what.
Jamie Matheson, I'd read it instantly.
No, it weren't him.
Oh, fuck's sake!
It weren't. I think it was another woman. It was a woman.
No. Who was it from, Philip? Get it from your Facebook.
Hang on, let me go and go on my Facebook.
It's probably on Twitter. You could probably find it on Twitter in like 5 minutes.
It's on Doctor Who page, if you know what I mean. That Doctor Who site page.
Doctor TV UK.
Yeah, Doctor Who. Yeah, hang on. There we go. Here it is. So if I just click on it, Doctor Who TV page. Yeah. So if I do, let me get rid of that. By Joy. Oh, this is written by Joy Wilkinson.
Oh my God! Really?
It's called The Simple Things, and it basically centers on Graham.
I don't give a shit. I want I want good writers like Jamie Matheson to
write a little short thing.
write stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Good to see you too, Gary. I know it's been a little while since we got together, but
I mean, is James Matheson still in the Doctor Who universe as
well, no, he don't. But he's still I think he hadn't done anything since Doctor Who. He hadn't wrote anything. So it's like no, like Jamie Matheson was like the second of Christ.
Yeah, you're right.
Is he writing any books though for them or like any?
No, nothing like that's coming out.
It'd be interesting to see if they get him to do his Target adaptations.
So now Moffat has how many Target books now?
Is it 2?
1, 2,
and Russell T Davies has 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So Russell T Davies has Rose, and what else did he have?
The
8th Doctor, right? The 8th Doctor regenerating into the 9th or something like right. The Time Lord thing.
That was a little short story thing. That
I thought there was a book.
No,
is there a book?
Yeah.
Oh. And Moffat has 2. The 50th, right? He did his thing, and I guess we could buy them, right? Did anybody buy them to read them?
I did. I think Phillip got some of them.
Phillip said he'll be right back. He had to drop out. Here he goes.
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. But I was trying to see the list of the books that the later ones, who wrote which ones. And
did you buy any of them, Phillip?
Only the first 3 that came out. I haven't read them. I have read them, but not the next 3.
Well, none of them have. No more than the first 3 came out, did they?
No.
Is it wave like in July or something?
Yeah.
What is what Dalek, the TV movie?
Dalek TV movie, Witchfinders. Is that it? Dalek TV movie, Witchfinders. I think that's about it for the one that you're talking about.
No, there's a Crimson Horror.
Crimson Horror. Well done. Yeah, that one as well.
Which is Matt Gatiss doing that one.
So if I have a question, if Moffat and Russell T Davies in their quarantine like to write Doctor Who and not their own stuff, right? Then why don't they just send something into Chibnall like to do like a script?
Well, it's like a script is more work than a short, and also like they're doing that for the watch-alongs. So they've got a reason why they're doing that. They're not doing it just because they fancy doing it. They're kind of doing it to accompany.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some because obviously you've got all these. I don't know what the next watch along is.
Right?
Do you, Phillip?
No. Hang on.
Girl in the Fireplace.
Is it?
Oh, Girl in the Fireplace, right? So yeah,
I think that's happening.
You'll probably get
Miles. There's quite a few going on though, and you have to pick and choose which one that kind of appeals to you. But I'm sure there's the main one coming.
Well, Moffat wrote that though.
Yeah, you'll probably get Moffat do something for Madame de Pompadour or something.
She was supposed to come back and be part of Capaldi's opener, that thing, but they couldn't get her. And then she found out later on, and she was upset because she would have wanted to be in there.
Okay.
But I don't know. So Doctor Who right now is in limbo, and then you got Star Wars is going in weird directions too.
Star Wars.
They've just commissioned Mandalorian 3, haven't they?
Yes, they
have.
Yeah, as of yesterday.
Now they're thinking about making Obi-Wan a movie instead of series because they feel that if they do an Obi-Wan movie, that might reinvigorate and restart the Star Wars franchise because people love Obi-Wan. They'll be like, oh my God! And they're going to go to the movie theater and then might do better than Rise of Skywalker.
But they shouldn't put it in the big screen. I'm sorry, they should put
that's why they want to do it because they feel that will save the movies for Star Wars and make it better.
Haven't they not already just gone ahead with it and done it as a TV series anyway?
They can't. Well, right now that's in limbo too.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. But that's it. They've already started work on the TV.
Well, they threw all the scripts in the garbage.
okay, well, they can start from scratch and then do which way they want to do it.
I mean, here's the thing. They want Star Wars to be a presence in the movies again. So wouldn't you just go with what you know and make Obi-Wan movie? I mean, that's what people want to see, right?
I feel like the Star Wars thing needs a break, though, because it's now become a point where people are bitching and moaning about what, 7, 8, or 9, or whichever way you want to do it. And if people are starting to bitch about it and not be happy with what they're getting, give it a break and then come back with, like you say, with Obi-Wan or something else along those lines.
Right. Okay, Connor will be right back. Okay. Now I still got to watch Picard. I have not.
It's good.
You know what? It's okay. It's a slow burner.
Yeah, it is. It's a talker. That's the one problem I had with it. It was good, but man, it's pretty much
talky. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
So in other words, from the trailer, I guess, of the show before it started, you really don't get to probably see 7 and 9 till the end, right? Probably like she probably appears towards the middle, the end, the middle, whatever, right?
Yeah, she's kind of.
So like they're just growing. He's getting every new person every episode, and then at the end, all right, we can start season 2, which is really season 1, right? I mean, they're really trying to get the gang together, right? His new crew.
But you know what? That whole Picard thing, I thought I was getting the same kind of vein you get with the Star Trek generation thing anyway, space battles and all that. And all that. It felt like the Mandalorian, but Picard sent Mandalorian. It felt like that. It didn't feel
I just saw the first episode and part of the second episode, but it's just like I don't know what they're trying to do. From me just watching 2 episodes, I don't know what they're trying to do with Picard, like solving mysteries or some shit. Like whatever, like look, it's like what is this Criminal Minds for fucking Picard and space? Like I don't understand what the fuck's happening. I'm like, and I don't think they spent the money for the show because like when I've seen certain clips, it's like the ships go and they pee there and it's like looks like faker than fucking fake, like some of that stuff. So I don't know.
I mean, it was all right for what it is, but it wasn't what I was expecting per se.
Same here. It was.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's nothing now. There's nothing. What are you guys watching now?
I care more about the characters from Enterprise, like Pike and them, than I did the actual cast from this whole series.
Well, what are you guys watching now?
There's nothing on apart from the only thing that came back last night was The Flash, and I've yet to watch that as it is.
And what are you playing video? I mean, Scott, you're playing video games, right?
Video games. I did a cast.
What are you doing, Phillip?
Yesterday.
I'm just doing lots of podcasts and lots of Doctor Who quizzes in groups and things. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. And you're doing your DJ thing, right, Scott?
Yeah, I did my DJ thing yesterday. I thought I was going to come back, and then I got busy doing other stuff, and I never did.
I've been working every day, so like Scott knows, if I don't do a cast, I'm done. I'm like so tired. I worked yesterday so many hours, and I was just like, sleep. That's it. Sleep. So,
here we go. Get my glasses.
Yeah, sorry to keep you guys out of the loop, like the subscribers and everything.
That's fine.
Hopefully things will go back to normal soon.
So Gary has a question that I think is worth answering. What kind of Doctor Who would you guys like to see? Where else can they go now, as it has no sense of mystery or danger like classic Who?
Well, here's the thing. One thing I would do, and no offense to the composer, but I would have Murray go back immediately.
Definitely.
Because you need to have the emotion, the feeling, and stuff like that. Second thing I would do is I would get rid of Chris Chibnall as a showrunner because everything he's deciding to do is not right. The writers, the tone, the way the actors act. You need to have somebody that's a showrunner that's strong enough.
It's to tell every single character's.
Well, let me finish, Scott. I want to.
I know that's all I had to say.
Let me say something first. So, like, you got to have a showrunner that's going to be able to direct these actors to make them act the way they need to, and Doctor Who needs to have emotion again and feeling. It can't be like distant. It can't be like she doesn't give a shit that Graham has cancer. Like, this is just bullshit. Like, certain things in here is pissing me off. The Timeless Child thing is just a big fucking clusterfuck of the stupidest shit I've ever seen. That needs to go away. And the Ruth thing, as far as I'm concerned, is a paradox doctor. I feel from watching the name of the doctor that because of the events of the Great Intelligence, and instead of just killing the doctor outright, he kept fucking with his timeline. So he caused the first doctor to regenerate before he was supposed to, creating Ruth. The Time Lords were hunting Ruth because she doesn't know she's not supposed to exist at all, and it's going to fuck up the timeline. And she's off in the TARDIS. She's protected from the paradox because the TARDIS could basically create a paradox machine. So the Time Lords were hunting her because, boom, she's not supposed to exist at all. And they need to put her back like they need to put Clara back, or else the whole time fucking line to get fucking wrecked. So she knows this now, and she's not saying anything to Jodie's doctor because Jodie's doctor would stop her, and Ruth would, in essence, be a villain because she just wants to exist. This is why she doesn't know the sonic screwdriver. This is why anything, it doesn't affect canon because, boom, the first doctor's there, and she's the second that she's not supposed to be. So, like, if you just fix everything, she doesn't exist anymore. And that's the way it is. And she is not connected to the Timeless Child. There are two big fucking storylines going on at the same time, giving everybody a headache. Totally different. And the Gallifrey thing is another fucking clusterfuck. Because I don't think the Master knows what the fuck
that
happened.
is a bit rubbish. That's my only.
They escaped the pocket universe, so I don't know what the fuck that is. Or maybe it's just a dimension where it's just an imprint of Gallifrey, but not really Gallifrey. It's just a copy of whatever, just like Voyager copied.
I don't know they didn't transfer themselves to that universe which the Timeless Child was supposed to have come from.
I think it's like Voyager copied itself. Remember that time? And there was two Janeways, there's two ever. The Gallifrey was copied, and he just destroyed it. And it was a copy of Gallifrey, not, you know, some type of scientific weird thing happened in space, and Gallifrey was copied. Whatever. And I just think that it's just, it will go away. And when it will go away, the doctor is the doctor. There's no Ruth. There's no Timeless Child. The Timeless Child is probably a villain. Maybe the Timeless Child was fucking Omega.
Yeah, they have to. It has to be a villain because look at what was treated to. How they
maybe it was Omega. Maybe, and this is why he thinks who the fuck he is, like Omega, like he's the first Time Lord.
And that's why he was able to survive in that antimatter universe.
And his regeneration is more powerful than regular regenerations. Maybe. I just think it's going to go away, but it's going to be too little, too late. It's like taking 5 years to explain the Timeless Child. That's insane. 5 years since 2000 fucking. It's just too long. Too long. So hopefully we'll come back and do casts every day. Right now it's with me working every day, 6 days a week. I'm getting too tired to do casts, but I'm gonna try to make time for you guys sometime this week. Or maybe later. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thank you very much.
Keep safe. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Put your masks on. Gloves on. Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.